I am Speed. Several months ago, I attempted to beat Factorio while running the game at 25 times speed, and I failed and died in the attempt. But I survived and soon began running new attempts on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/orbofmeat, until victory or utter defeat was achieved. So join me as I recant the tale of Rules. Free play, no scenario. Game difficulty set to Death World. Default settings only. Only other mods are quality of life. Game must be set to 25 times speed and must remain that way until we cross the finish line. And I'm not allowed to import any blueprints from other saves. To ensure that I remain a chaste and pure orb, I captured 2 creatures of the deep and installed sapience into them so that they could police me and, more importantly, tame my unhinged and insane chat who scream horrible things at me like,
"By the way, may I tickle the pufferfish's chin? It looks squishy."
God, what a monster. So, let us begin. The first step is finding a starting seed that gives us the best chance of success. Had I been a good streamer, I would have pre-selected a seed beforehand to get to the action. But we all know what kind of streamer I am. Why you gotta kid yourself? We are looking for 3 things in a seed. 1, a lot of trees and little to no desert. Trees absorb pollution that would normally be eaten by biters, so the higher density of trees, the longer we can delay the biters from attacking. 2, a wide berth between us and the nearest biter bases. Not only will this delay biter attacks for longer, but a lot of starting room will allow us to claim a larger base area for ourselves, which will be important since we will not be able to expand our base until we get bots. And lastly, a good spread of resources, since it's very likely that the starting iron patch will run dry before we reach space, so it's important we grab another nearby iron patch early on before it becomes overran with biters. And so, after about 20 minutes of searching, we find our seed. Oh no, we're going this one.
Hooray!
Once we load into the map, we set our game speed to times 25 speed, and collect our free items from the wreck. The first difficulty that differentiates this challenge from a speedrun is the movement. The increased game speed makes accurate character placement difficult and time consuming, and since the game is running at 25 times faster than normal, a delay of only 1 second turns into a nearly half a minute of time you are trying to pick up or place a single item, leading to something as simple as catching fish being a massive time waster. Catching fish is very difficult. Oh, I got one. Okay. But does time really matter so much? In fact, is this even really a challenge at all? Is Orb of Meat already a washed up has-been? And was I the reason that your dad didn't make it out of the house that night? Well, the answer to all of these questions is a resounding In Factorio, your main enemy are the filthy union workers trying to insert themselves between you and your warehouse workers to prevent them from getting to the pizza parties you know your workers deserve. These filthy unionizers have 3 methods of growing in power. The first is when you damage their labor union offices. The second is by smelling pizza party pollution coming from your warehouses. And the last is time. Over time, biter evolution factor increases by a small percentage. Normally, this increase is so minuscule that in normal gameplay it is quickly eclipsed by the other 2 factors. But at 25 times speed, this is no longer the case. While simply saying that the biters grow at 25 times speed is completely accurate, let me better put this into perspective. It's about 0.20% on this timer up here per biter base you kill. And normally this is a huge amount to where you can actually like get to a point where it's like, oh, I shouldn't kill any more biter bases because I might go to the next evolution factor before I'm ready to handle it, right? But as you can see, we're essentially killing a biter base every like 2 to 3 seconds at this speed. And so that basically turns the time into a massive factor. You have to be playing constantly and making sure you're even remotely keeping up. Otherwise, the biters will outpace you and will quickly swarm your base and you will die. Oh, I didn't even realize there was a biter base there.
Oh, there it is over. Good job, team.
Yeah,
Hey, good stream, guys. Good stream.
Our first try begins as I attempt to become acclimated to the higher sensitivity movement and play as efficiently as I can. Since each manual input takes 2,500% more time than usual, it's vital that automation be used and set up as soon as possible to even the odds against the biter menace, which is easier said than done when you have chat constantly calling you names while you're trying to play. Actually, guys, can you help? They keep calling me slurs.
We all have our nicknames. You have yours. I'm super cool guy. Purvy's amazing, awesome, and yours?
And yours is Slur. Hey, my name's Orb, but my friends call me. The first automation we're aiming for is automated defenses, since it will be inevitable that biter bases encroach on our territory, and we will need gun turrets and walls in order to meet their oncoming advance. Since manual combat against the biters, no matter how few there is basically impossible. But even this will be quickly insufficient, since we are already approaching the medium biter threshold of 20%, requiring armor-piercing ammo to efficiently kill. But as long as our pollution doesn't reach the biter bases, then we will still have time to prepare for the assault, or get completely sidetracked talking about random crap. Everyone's always on about horrors beyond my comprehension, but dogs witness horrors beyond their comprehension all the time, and they don't seem to have an issue with it. So honestly, I think it's just a skill issue. And so, to the surprise of nobody, eventually we get that crucial bit of bad luck we were bound to have. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. That biter expansion is super unfortunate. No! With an unlucky biter expansion so close to home, we attempt to set up a defense before the horde hits us. But unfortunately,
Yep, you're done. There it is.
no!
Oh, here we go. Game over.
Yep.
Run dead.
Run dead.
With time being such a crucial factor already, the biters destroying even a portion of our base so early on means we have no choice but to restart from the beginning. And so run 1 dies, and we queue up another game to begin our second attempt. We begin the second run by keeping the same seed, and this time focusing on improving our speed and efficiency at building our starter automations to prevent us from being filtered by the biter menace. Skill issue. However, despite focusing on setting up our automation for defenses immediately, we get even worse luck in run 2 with one of the very first biter expansions moving into our pollution cloud. Whoa, really?
Wait, is the game over already? What?
Oh no, yeah, that's a biter expansion. That wasn't there the last time. So, while run 2 slowly dies in the background, let me explain how biter expansions work. Factorio runs an invisible timer for biter expansion in the background. When this timer hits 0, a biter expansion party is formed, and chooses a new location to settle immediately upon spawning. What determines where the biters expand to is complete RNG, but it can be influenced by several factors. Firstly, if the terrain is unsuitable for expansion, such as choosing water or a densely packed forest, or if there are buildings placed nearby the location. These both reduce the chances of biters choosing that location for an expansion, although the chances don't fully drop to 0, just are greatly reduced. Furthermore, the biter expansion timer gets shorter and shorter as the evolution factor increases. Due to this, it scales up at 25 times speed, just like the evolution factor does, not requiring pollution from our base whatsoever to become a threat. And soon, Run 2 dies to a very unlucky biter expansion. Yeah, no, that's... Attempt 3 begins, and the strain of attempting to play as quickly and efficiently as possible is already taking its toll, causing me to forget my current run's research progress. Why aren't these putting in? Am I crazy?
We get a disconnect somewhere.
What the fuck?
They're going too fast.
Are they? No, they're not. Why aren't they loading the metal? Am I crazy? Chat, help me out. Why aren't those working? I need to keep going in other places. Oh, I need a research making steel. Oh my god. I completely forgot. Oh my god. 1,500 hours in Factorio, by the way. In order to help decrease the likelihood of biter expansion expanding into my asshole, I take some time to run around the outskirts of my base and place modern art pieces on the ground to lower the property value and dissuade the biters from moving in. I didn't do this initially, since doing this takes a significant amount of in-game time away from actually making progress. But attempt 2 showed that at least a very small excursion out to the nearby areas would most likely be worth it. We also worked to set up electric mining drills as soon as possible to keep our pollution from spreading as much as we can. And soon, we have our first spider expansion drop at a manageable distance away from our territory. Okay, so there's our first spider expansion. That's not horrible. Indeed, this, combined with our other excellent progress, gives attempt 3 a high likelihood of succeeding, getting as far as green science automation before we see a single biter. And it's all thanks to another trick we have up our sleeve. By opening the research menu or hitting the escape key, we can pause the game while being able to see the world in the background, allowing us to plan and design our base more effectively without wasting additional time. However, all the preparation in the world is nothing compared to the raw stand power of a single chatter.
I summon upon thee, environmentalist bots!
Oh, he actually did! You son of a bitch! He actually did! With biters once again intruding on my balls, the once jubilant attempt 3 perishes to the summoned biters' onslaught. With no luck on our current seed, I decide to head back to the map screen in order to look for another S-tier seed to try for further attempts. And our gambling addiction is rewarded with this incredible seed. Okay, so this is a crazy one. Look, there's an extra iron ore patch, and there's an extra copper patch. And so we launch into attempt 4 with a completely clean slate, and it's only logical that I change my hat to fully embrace the clean slate spirit. Let's see. This one speaks to my soul, so we'll do this one for a little bit. It speaks to who I am as a person, and once again, the madness begins to quickly take hold.
Ooh woo, Obi Warby and baby Chinny Winnie. What did I missy wissy?
You didn't missy wissy anything, damn it. Get back in your Discord server, Discord kitty. Just like the previous runs, we make sure to splatter the ore patches with random pipes to ensure the biters don't take them over. And pretty soon, thanks to the steady practice controlling the engineer at this speed, we get further than we ever have before. Until somebody had to fucking say something.
This is looking like good progress. It's happening, gamers.
Thanks, Ben. God. Thanks a lot, Ben.
Hooray!
However, I decide to keep going and play through the setback, since we are but moments away from reaching the final level of base defense, flamethrowers. Flamethrowers are hands down the best weapon in the game for biter defense. They have insane AoE and lingering damage, excellent range, and most importantly, they utilize oil for ammo, which is one of the few infinite resources available on Novice. If we can successfully set up a flamethrower defense around our base, it will give us the breathing room we need to save the run. But all of the setbacks of this attempt have delayed us enough to push us into the big biter era of evolution. And as the final nail in the coffin for attempt 4, the very next biter expansion moves itself perfectly in between our main base and the oil patch, preventing me from reaching the oil with a full inventory of flamethrowers. Come on, you stupid biter fucks. At least I have my friends in chat to comfort me in this troubling loss.
Yeah, skill issue, right.
It is a skill issue, Kenny. It is. See, look at him. So uncoordinated, unprofessional, unready for the world around him. Disheveled, greasy, gross, and the biters know it.
I don't want to restart what I've gotten so far. Oh yeah, you and what army? Attempt 5 blasts off from the starting line as we utilize all of our skills and lessons learned from our almost successful run to make faster and more meaningful progress than ever before. And then we lose to the first biter expansion moving right next door.
We did test it.
Already? Oh, that's a reset.
There it is, yeah.
That's a reset. No way. Oh God, am I ever going to beat this challenge? Yes. Yes, I am. For attempt 6, we double down on all the techniques we've learned so far. Immediately after setting up iron automation, we cover the future outline of our base with random assortments of pipes to prevent expansions from getting too close. Next, we make a beeline straight for flamethrowers while making no detours to any other technologies. Once we have the best weapon in the game unlocked, we immediately automate them. Then, we set up our oil pumps with solar panels to ensure they always have power to feed our defenses. Then, we constructed a triple wide wall around our perimeter, bristling with the new flamethrowers, using grenades to quickly clear the forests. leaving us with a sizable chunk of land to call our own. But we are not out of the woods yet. While the flamethrowers' power is impressive, they will not be able to kill all of the biters before they begin damaging the defenses. So, over time, the walls will slowly degrade and crumble with every subsequent attack. At this stage in biter evolution, a single breakthrough can result in the complete destruction of the entire base and the loss of the run. Why? While I can manually repair the base, it is extremely difficult since the destroyed building notification only appears for a fraction of a second thanks to the 25 times speed. That's another thing, as you notice, the notification disappears before you can ever click on it. So now I don't know where that was destroyed at, Not only this, but repairing the walls also costs me time that I do not have. Since we currently have limited resources within our perimeter, totaling just 500k iron and 650k copper. These are our only available resources we have to get to space. It doesn't help that I accidentally forgot to limit the red underground belt chest and subsequently wasted 77,000 iron on underground belts. So our first step is to completely switch to solar power to reduce our base's total pollution and subsequently reduce the amount of attacks on our walls. This also helps keep Factorio running smooth and quick at max speed, since a high amount of steam turbines can actually slow down. This keeps my hands free long enough to tech rush straight to bots so that our base repair can be automated, and even learning new things along the way. What? Chat, you can do that? You can copy the assembler and then paste it onto inserter, and it will filter them as the ingredients for that item you copied on the assembler. I did not know that. I have 1,500 hours in this game. With the Roboport network fully set up and online, we begin researching any and all techs that will give us a net gain in resources, such as productivity modules, which increase our total resource yield by 4% per module equipped to a machine, as well as electric furnaces, which not only can use the same said productivity modules, but also produce far less pollution overall than the previous steel furnaces, which helps to extend our final resource patch much longer than it otherwise would have, completing rocket science with a full 200,000 iron left in our iron patch. However, it's not all good news, as I regret to inform you that I've once again made another penis-shaped base. The plan now is to abandon Novice entirely and flee to the best planet in the solar system, Vulcanus, where we will construct our true final base to conquer the rest of the system from utilizing its unlimited supply of iron and copper. So we must now utilize that last 200k iron to build a space platform that can both gather space science and blast off to Vulcanus to reach our new home. Although since we can gather an unlimited amount of iron from space, we don't actually have to leave until we run out of copper on Novice, so I think I'll be staying for the foreseeable future and unlocking as many Novice techs as possible, since we are in no danger whatsoever from the biters breaking into my base, as long as I've kept up with my bot supply and made sure they haven't run out. Oh hey, that's weird. How long ago did my construction bots jam? Uh-oh.
I don't like the sound of that. Leave now, and don't look back.
Run. Gotta go. Oh god, fuck, we gotta go. Oh god, they're destroying everything. Yeah, you know what? On second thought, I don't think we're gonna stay any longer. I think we're going to Vulcanus. We're gonna go to Vulcanus right now. We're getting out of here.
On your feet, soldier! We are leaving!
Escape now. Die. See ya, fuckers.
Ooh.